Okay, so what we're going to do now is display the photos inside here, and each one of these is going to be its own component, apart from the followers and following, which we'll share a component with. But for now, we're just interested in displaying the photos. So back to VS Code, and inside Solution Explorer, it's time to once again create a new component. We've done this many times before, and what we'll call this one is profile photos.tsx. And inside here, what we'll do, we'll say import React from React, and we'll say export defaults, and we'll say function, and we'll say profile photos. And once again, this is going to receive information from our store, so we're going to make this an observer as well. And then we're going to return, and what we'll do inside here, we'll just make this a tab pane, so that we can just pass in the entire component into our profile content, and we'll give it a header, and we'll give our header an icon equal to image, and we'll give it some content equal to photos, and then we'll add a card group to display the photos, and we'll give this items per row equal to 5, and then we'll display the images inside a card component. And we'll just add an image that we need to bring in from semantic UI. And just temporarily, we'll set the image source to /assets /user.png, just so we can see how this looks on our page. And we'll just copy the card down 2 more times. And then we can go and add this to our profile content. And we'll replace the photos content with profile photos, as it's already got the tab pane inside that component, and we can just literally populate this inside here. So let's go take a look. And if we take a look in our browser, we can see that we see the images as they're going to be displayed in this component. Now, of course, what we need to get from this is the profile photos. So what we'll do is we'll go back to VS Code, and inside our profile page, what we'll also need to do is pass down our profile to our profile content, and then we'll have access to it in there. So we'll also pass down profile equals profile, and then we can go to our profile content component, and we need to add an interface here. And we'll call it props. As per normal, we'll add profile of type profile. And once again, we need to make this an observer as well. Very easy to forget this step and then not see the results as you take a look at what you're trying to do on your page. So don't forget to add observer whenever we're looking at anything that we initially get from a store. And then we can just destructure the profile and say props. And what we'll do is we'll just pass the profile object directly to our profile photos. And then we can go ahead and make use of this in our profile photos component. So we'll head here next. Once again, we'll add another interface, and we'll say props, and we'll say profile is of type profile. And once again, we'll do the same thing again. We'll pass down our profile and specify props. And then what we can do is just loop over our photos. So what we'll do is we'll say profile.photos.map, and VS Code has kindly added the optional chaining here. And then we'll say photo, and inside here we'll cut one of our cards and paste it inside. And we'll give the card a key equal to the photo.id. And the image source, we don't need the placeholder. If they don't have a photo, then we'll just display nothing. And then we'll say the image source is the photo.url. And then we can remove our additional 2 placeholder cards there as well. And if we go take a look and refresh our page, then we've got a warning here saying that type null is not assignable to type profile. We're running into the same issue that we did earlier. So if we go back to our profile page, then what we'll do is we'll just wrap the contents here inside a fragment, and we'll use the same check for both of these components. So I'll just cut these and put them inside a fragment here. And we need to switch the curly bracket to this one. And what we should find is that if we go back to the profile content and the profile page, everything looks good. We've got no errors. So if we go back to our component and we're on Tom's profile, let's click on the photos. We see his single image there. But if we go to Bob and click on my profile and then click on photos, then we see both of Bob's images. And that's what we're looking for right now. So what we need to do is take a look at how we can add the add photo functionality into our user interface. And we're going to share the same profile page between the current user and any other user we're looking at as well. So what we're going to do is take a look at how we can do that next.